Hi, Steve Hughes here. I'm currently visiting the Bay of Islands on the north of the North Island of New Zealand, just on the east coast. And I thought this would be a great place to talk about the effect of the oceans on the Earth's climate. Directly ahead is the pier of Paihia where we're staying. I'm not sure if I've pronounced that correctly. You can just see there's a boat just leaving the pier, and that's headed over to the township of Russell. I think I have pronounced that correctly. And that's just, if you just see between the island and that boat out there in the middle of the field of view. So that's Russell, and that's this kind of shuttle. It seems to even run at night. I'm just staying up there to see that roof there, and 80 kilometers over is the west coast of New Zealand. So this is the east coast of the very northern tip of New Zealand. It's called Northland, so it's north of Auckland, this whole area, and it's completely surrounded by water, and you see all these islands poking up, which is why this is called the Bay of Islands. Now, water is critical to the stability of the Earth's climate. Without water, without the oceans, the Earth's climate would be far more extreme, much hotter in some parts and colder in the others. But water, there's the ocean currents, which are run by temperature and salinity gradients. They shift the heat around the world, making the climate far more equable than it would be otherwise. The heat capacity of water is the highest of all common liquids. It's due to the hydrogen bonds that stick the water molecules together. Think of hydrogen bonds, they're like post-it stickers. They're not as strong as covalent bonds, but they do have some strength, and that's very important in the high heat capacity of water. Now, another thing that's happening is that the water of the oceans is absorbing 90% of the excess heat due to global warming, and so the oceans are acting like a heat sink for that heat, and without that effect, the Earth will be a lot warmer due to climate change, but it's absorbing the heat. Now, another thing, the water absorbs CO2. So the oceans are a great sink of CO2. Now, that's good, because CO2, too much CO2 is a bad thing, as we know. There's all these efforts to reduce the amount of carbon being deposited in the atmosphere, but the excess CO2 due to the emissions from fossil fuels, that is increasing the acidity of the ocean, and that's bad because it's making it more difficult for coral to grow. It grows more slowly, and also it makes it more difficult for shellfish to grow their shells. And we can see some of the shells here on the beach, and we've got these rock pools over here, and these creatures that have shells. I'm not sure what they are, mollusks. I'm not very good on marine biology, but you can see lots of things here that have shells. Maybe some other creatures in these rock pools as well. So that's just something about water, of the oceans, and its effect on the climate of the Earth.